I never seem to have enough rhythm games in my collection, despite the indie gaming scene having no shortage of excellent releases. From the dreamy lo-fi synthy bops of Half Asleep's Melatonin, full of charming imagery, to the quirky, fast-paced action of the delectable Rhythm Sprout, which serves up vegetable-themed characters like onions and broccoli, developers seem keen as of late on making these experiences not only fun to play, with accessible controls, but also cute and adorable. Take Bits Bops as the latest example from Tempo Lab Games. Its aesthetics feature bright, vivid colors, adorable animals, and even a dancing robot or two. Plus, it only requires 2 buttons to play. But did Bits Bops have me feeling the rhythm of the beat? Or did it beat me down? Let's find out in our full review. Real quick, get into a groove and support real people that make real things over at patreon.com/idreamofindiegames. You'll gain Discord access to the greatest indie gaming community. Enjoy early, ad-free shows, get a shout out at the end of every video we produce, our podcast 3 days early, and so much more. But best of all, you're supporting indie visibility. Bits Bops collects a variety of short burst minigames that are designed to be extremely accessible, featuring simple 1 to 2 button control schemes. Your objective varies from game to game, with some having you hammer nails to the rhythm of the beat, and others making you carefully tap a single button to march ants along a trail step by step. There are squawking birds, dancing robots, and even tea to be poured in this short indie experience that takes just a few hours to get through and will undoubtedly leave a smile on your face, well, most of the time anyway. Ultimately, you'll want to complete 4 missions to unlock a mixtape challenge, which is essentially a gauntlet made up of the previous levels you played in one complete go. This means that, as I quickly found out, Bits Bops isn't a game that's great for controller passing with friends, as you'll need to have a decent grasp on how each minigame plays out. Though, should frustration set in, participants do have the option of skipping levels. Players are scored at the end of each game, though there is no actual fail state while playing. Rather, a poor performance simply means you won't pass through to the next minigame and will need to try again. The game encourages gamers to go for awesome ranks on each level, but they can also pass with a cool ranking if they're unable to achieve complete mastery. The actual quality of each minigame tends to vary a bit. I loved taking pictures of an adorable seal at just the right moment when its nose collided with a volleyball, but other games like the previously mentioned Ant March or ice skating just weren't as fun. This can mostly be attributed to the design of the minigames themselves, where sometimes it feels like the songs and actions line up brilliantly, and other times the developer attempts to go for odd timings, as if they're channeling some inner tool, leading to getting tripped up. Okay, nothing in Bits Bops is that complex, but still, not every minigame is created equal here, and some are downright frustrating. But when it's firing on all cylinders, Bits Bops is a joy to play, sometimes reaching the heights of Melatonin in both creativity and simplistic yet satisfying gameplay. The key to success is listening to the audio of the game more so than paying attention to video cues. This is easier said than done, and kind of a shame, as some of the craziness taking place on screen is unbelievably awesome to watch unfold. Take the rock, paper, scissors minigame, for example, which inevitably descends into visual madness as the screen splits into multiple screens time and time again. Visuals are a strong aspect of the game throughout, which makes it a bit of a shame that in some cases, it's best to either look down at the floor or close your eyes with a pair of headphones to find success. Outside of minigames, there are a few unlockables to be earned. Decorations will eventually line the main hub area of the game as you unlock them. There's a room with a computer that's a good deal of fun to mess around with, especially if you disable its firewall, and perhaps most importantly, another dedicated area where you can unlock classic gaming carts that contain multiplayer games which others can jump into to play along. Unfortunately, these games aren't particularly memorable and have you taking part in rather simplistic tasks, such as swinging a hammer to a beat to craft items, clapping to pump up a crowd, or taking part in a race step by step. It's nice that these were included in the package, but I don't see too many people coming back to these games, nor them becoming part of players' party night rotations. Of course, any good rhythm game lives and dies by its soundtrack, and the quirky, cute songs of Bits Bops, while decent, aren't what I would describe as earworms. There are some fun tunes for sure, and none were aggressively offensive to my eardrums, but the songs play it rather safe and don't do a ton to stand out. There's an attempt to mix a few genres, like rock and metal, together at times, but for the most part, you can expect some pretty basic synth melodies that deliver cozy vibes, but probably won't end up on anyone's playlist. When it comes to performance, Bits Bops, as you might expect, ran perfectly fine whether I was playing on my PC or Steam Deck. Pretty much any potato should be able to run this one, and I didn't come across any game-breaking bugs or glitches at all, a testament to the talents of Tempo Lab Games. All told, Bits Bops is a charming indie rhythm game that's easy to play but tough to master. While some of the minigames were more annoying than others, there's still a good time to be had here for fans of the genre, even if that time might be brief. Its visual presentation is endlessly charming. The songs are decent, if not a bit unremarkable, and at the least, players have the option of going back to minigames to improve upon scores, adding a touch of replayability. While its unlockable extras and multiplayer modes don't offer a ton of substance, the game has good bones, and comes recommended if you seek something cozy to turn your brain off with for a while. At I Dream of Indie Games, we do believe games are so much more than a number. That's why we have our Genie Lamp tier system. You want to avoid that dreaded Indie Krampus, but we do go all the way up to the elusive Golden Genie Lamp of Approval for those essential releases, and I'm going to award Bits Bops the Bronze Genie Lamp of Approval